Alright, hello everybody, welcome into another Kingdom Hearts modding tutorial. Today I'm going to be recording a tutorial on how to make Kingdom Hearts 1 weapon mods. This is for the PC version specifically of Kingdom Hearts 1. It is mostly the same limitations as Kingdom Hearts 2 in terms of poly count, file size, I believe. I don't know more super specifics, but I have found that I've done a couple of Kingdom Hearts 2 mods, and I was able to port them over to Kingdom Hearts 1 without any issue. But the process is pretty different. So first things first, you are going to need the OpenKH mod manager, as with the Kingdom Hearts 2 tutorial. It's the same exact process. Just whenever you are setting up the mods manager, make sure you have Kingdom Hearts 1 checked for all of the options it is available. Just to go over that again, the setup guide that I personally recommend for setting up the mods manager is the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer setup, the first time setup tutorial for PC, Epic / Steam. Once again, just follow this tutorial. Whatever you are setting it up, make sure you have both KH2 and KH1 checked in terms of the Lua backend as well as the game data location. Make sure you have both of them checked if you want to do both, or just Kingdom Hearts 1. If you just want to mod Kingdom Hearts 1, that's an option as well. And it'll tell you to install the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer mod. You don't technically need to. You can uninstall that or just not install it at all if you would like. Once again, this is just the setup guide I personally recommend for the OpenKH mods manager, as I think it is just really nice and simple and goes over it really effectively. So, next thing, once you have the OpenKH mods manager set up, you should have your Kingdom Hearts 1 extracted into your OpenKH folder, into data, and then KH1. So this setup is a very large folder, and we're going to be looking for several files within here. So first things first, make sure what you want to do is figure out which weapon you want to extract. So let me go back to this. We're going to go, we're going to go into a website called openkh.dev. Click on Kingdom Hearts 1, and then click on weapon models, WPN files. And then you're going to find the Keyblade that you want to replace. In this case, let's see, which one do I want to replace? I'm going to be doing Starlight from Kingdom Hearts 2, or from Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. That's what I'm putting in. So let's see, what do I want to replace this with? Let's see, we'll go with, I guess we'll go with Spellbinder, just as an example. So that's going to be XWEX5080.WPN. So first things first, we want to extract this Keyblade, extract the model itself. So in the description, I am going to include this Python script. You need to install Python for this. So just Google like Python install, something like that. Download Python. Just set this up however you should be able to work with just the latest version of Python. Oh, I did not mean to minimize that too. But go ahead. Once you have this Python installed, you should have this little icon with the little Python logo on the .py file. Just double click it. Give it a second. It will then bring up this little GUI. So I made this to use these converter scripts. These were made by someone from the dark in the I believe that's who. Let me double check that is the right person that I'm crediting. I believe that's who it was. Yes, someone from the dark in the OpenKH Discord server made these Python scripts to help convert CVBL model files from Kingdom Hearts 1 to DAE model files, and then convert them back into CVBL. I just made this little... I am missing that requirement. So basically what I am doing is, what I did is I just made this to make it a little more user-friendly, because his scripts, you had to use a command prompt, which is a little confusing if you're not familiar with that type of thing. So, as I said, just you can use this script that I made to make a little GUI to make it a little easier to understand. When you install it, as you saw what I did, it said, oh, I'm missing a dependency. That's because in here, in the requirements.txt, it has these dependencies. It checks if you have those installed with your Python, and if you don't, it tells you. So you just click install requirements. When you first run it, it'll install all of those, and then you should be ready to go. If they are installed, you shouldn't need to click install requirements, but you can click it again just to reinstall them, just to make sure. But that's on. So basically, there's a couple options here. MDLS path, so that is going to be the character that holds the weapon. For this case, we're doing the Keyblade, so we're going to select Sora's character model, which, to figure out which one that is, back in the openkh.dev website, we're going to go back one and go into MDLS files. And then, just for the sake of finding it quicker, I'm going to Control F Sora. It is going to be this one, xaex0010.mdls. I believe these other versions are brain fart, sorry. Or I believe these other versions are going to be the alternate world versions, which, if you want to replace the alternate world versions of the Keyblades, if they change at all. I actually haven't tested that, but we'll test that when we go in with the mod later. But brain fart, sorry, we'll test that later when we go in to test the mod. And we'll go over if you need to also do these, but for the sake of right now, we're just going to do this one. So you're going to want to find xaex0010.mdls to plug into here. So on this line, just click Browse. Go to where you have your KH1 extracted. I'm going to copy this file path and put it into this folder here. And it's going to be just in the base data KH1 folder. So xaex0010.mdls. Open. Output path, this is the file you want to save your model to. So I am going to go, and I have a folder for this, for extracting models. So I'm going to go into Weapons, Exported. I'm going to make a new folder here called Spellbinder. And then in file name, I'm just going to name it spellbinder.dae. For import path, we are going to select the CVBL model file. It says /day, that's for when you are converting back to CVBL, but for exporting, it's going to be the CVBL file. I'm going to do Browse. We're going to go back to where we have KH1 extracted, and this time we're going to go into the remastered folder. We are then going to find the weapon that we are replacing, which was going to be, in this case, Spellbinder, which is the XWEX5080. We're going to find that one. It's going to be near the bottom because it's an X. So XW 5080.WPN. And then it's just going to be the CVBL file that is in the appropriate folder for the weapon you are replacing. Just double click that. Bones to skip. If you are doing a Keyblade, you do not need to change this. If you are doing another character, such as Donald or Goofy's weapons, I do not know the number of bones to skip off the top of my head, but you can ask in the OpenKH server if anybody knows or how to figure that out. I would recommend talking to someone from the dark. who made this tool, and he could probably help you figure out what specifically or how many bones specifically to put in here. But once again, for Keyblades, you can just leave this default. I had it default to 280 because I figured most people are just going to want to be replacing Keyblades. All right, then I'm going to click Run Conversion. It'll do it. You say Conversion finished. Next, we're going to go into Blender. We're going to File, Import, File, Import, DAE. I'm going to go to where we have this exported, weapons, exported, spellbinder.dae. You'll notice it is pretty big, so we're going to want to scale up my Starlight. It's going to be 100. Yep. I'm then going to rotate X, or no, not X, R, Y 90, and then R, Z, not Z, R, X 180. So as you can see, teeth are pointing down. The hitting side is pointing up. If you've done Kingdom Hearts 3 mods, you'll notice it is the opposite of what Kingdom Hearts 3 does. Alright, so what we're going to want to do first, we're going to, actually what I'm going to do here, this is just left over from my Kingdom Hearts 2 one, so I'm going to delete all these vertex groups on my Starlight model, because we're going to redo the rigging, so I can show you the whole process of that. So, with your custom model, once you have it lined up, with your custom model selected, press Tab, press A to make sure everything is selected, then press Tab again, click on the base game model, press Tab, press Alt A to make sure everything is deselected. Then once again, press on your custom model first, then Shift click on the base game model, hold Control, press J, press Tab, hold Control, press I, then press XF. That will delete the base game model. There may be some other pieces left over, as you can see here, so I'm just going to delete those because I do not need them. And then under armature, make sure you only have one piece. It can technically be multiple pieces, but if you're not super familiar with Blender, I would recommend having just one piece because it makes it a little bit easier to follow and understand, in my personal opinion. Next, we are going to need to rig the Keyblade. So I have it lined up properly so the bones of the key can line up with the chain links. I don't know if it is possible to move the chain link bones without messing it up, so just keep that in mind. You can try. I don't know if it will work or what if you need to do something specific to make it work. You can ask in the OpenKH Discord. Try and get some help there to figure that out if you would like. So what we're going to do, you'll notice if you follow the Kingdom Hearts 2 weapon tutorial, these bones are a little bit different. But what you can do to figure out which is which, just click select when you have one selected. Oh, sorry, I forgot to, should have done that when I had Spellbinder. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-import Spellbinder, and I'm just going to move that one up so it's out of the way, and so we can figure out which is which. So 280 is not it, 281 is not it, 282 is the base weapon one. So basically, if you followed the Kingdom Hearts 2 one, it's the same number at the end. So for Kingdom Hearts 2, it was Bone 0002 was the main Keyblade. Bone 0003 was the first chain, all the way down to Bone 0011, which was the charm of the Keyblade. Which, as you can see, if I select that, there we go. So it is basically the same. So what we're going to do is kind of go in reverse like I did in Kingdom Hearts 2, because I think that makes it a little bit easier. So what we're going to do here, we're going to start, you'll notice it goes from 280 to 292. 280 and 292 don't have anything to assign to them, so you can just leave those as is. We're going to start at sorry, 280, 281, and 292 don't have anything assigned to them. So we're going to start at 291. That's the, that is the charm of the Keyblade. Make sure you have everything selected. By the way, I am in edit mode. You can click this little button here to go have like a see-through view to have, to see everything a little bit better and be able to select through objects. And then just to make sure you can do Control L to connect or to select everything that is connected. You can press G and move around and make sure you have everything selected. And then we're going to start again at 291, which is the end of the charm of the chain bone. Assign, deselect. Next, we're going to do this chain. At 290, assign, deselect. Next, we're going to do this one. At 289, assign, deselect. So on and so forth, working backwards. This one at 288. This one at 287. 286. 285. 284. And then that's selected 283. And then I'll go back down to 291 and just select each one going up till I have all of them selected. And then Control I to invert. Now I have the Keyblade selected. And we'll assign that to 282. Now, one thing that you will notice is, you might notice, there's two UV maps down here. The base games one is text coords array 0. My models had UV map. So if I go over here, if I have, since I have UV map selected, and I scroll in, it's tiny because I forgot I did that to the texture. You'll notice it's correct here, but if I click text coords array, it's not. They're all down here in the corner. So what I want to do, I don't know if the name matters, but just to be safe, I'm going to double click this, Control C, and then I'm going to delete it. So I just have the one my custom model came with. And then I'm going to double click, Control V, and then press enter, just so the name's the same. Again, I don't know if it matters what the UV map is named. It probably doesn't, but I like to do that just to be safe. And now, if I zoom out, you'll see the colors are correct. Well, kind of, because it's using this texture, which is something that we will go over in a second. But now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to copy that texture so that I have it in a different place. I'm going to copy both of the textures, actually. I'm going to have it in my folder for the Kingdom Hearts 1 version that I'm going to do. I'm going to make this folder really quick in my folder here. So, Starlight. Put it in here. Put them both in here. And then we're going to, I'm going to save this Blender file in that same folder. That's KH1 Starlight. Save as. Then I am going to, one thing that we want to do is if you go on this tab right here, you'll notice it's rotated by 90 degrees. We don't want it to be rotated by 90 degrees when we get it in game. So we're going to do Object, Apply, All Transforms. Then we're going to click the Keyblade again, and then we're going to do the same thing. Object, Apply, All Transforms. So do that for the skeleton first, which is these little funky shapes, and then the Keyblade. And then everything should be 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Right now, what we're going to do, we're going to, in your material, make sure there's only one. You can do, I believe this is the one. Yes, I'm going to delete the one that it already came with from Kingdom Hearts 2. So it's material_0. Click this yellow dot by base color, image texture, then click open. We're going to go, this is the right folder, and then I'm going to select the texture, the very low resolution texture, just so the internal texture does not take up a ton of file space, because once again we are doing this for the PC version, as I said, just to save the file space, just to make sure that it isn't super crazy. I made a super low resolution, like a 2x2, whereas this is the actual texture that we have that we're going to use in the remastered folder, like Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm referencing that a lot, so I'd recommend going to that video and watching that version as well. But it's a very similar process. Now we're going to file export DAE. For this, it does have to be a DAE file. Then it's just going to be KH1 Starlight. Then click Export Collada. Now that is exported. Next, we are going to go back into my little converter GUI program that I made. We're going to change the mode to import. You can notice there is a different little file path here. So what you can do really quick, if you still have it open, copy what was in import path, just Control-C and Control-V. This is the referenced Keyblade CVBL, which is what we exported earlier from the import path. So you just put that there. It makes it a little bit quicker. Or you can just do browse and go to that same file, this .cvbl. MDLS path can save the same. Output path, we're going to change this, and we're going to, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this name just to make it a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is go to my folder that I am working in here, Starlight, and I'm going to make it minus cd40.cvbl, minus cd40.cvbl for the that is for the output path. Next, in import path, we're going to want to do the DAE that we just exported. So we're going to browse. We're going to, this is the same folder, so this DAE that I just exported, we're going to open. Bones to skip, again, with Keyblades, it's 280, you don't need to worry about that. Then click Run Conversion. There we go. It did not load the texture file. I don't know if that... It's still exported, so even though it didn't load the texture file, it still made the CVBL, so it should work. If not, we will go over removing the texture file, which is totally fine because, again, we're using the PC version, so the internal texture doesn't really matter. But I'll go over that if it doesn't work. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did for the Kingdom Hearts 2 mod, which is make an OpenKH mod. So once again, as with that, you need to have a GitHub account and you need GitHub Desktop. So make a GitHub account, download the GitHub Desktop. You should have this little program. You can do a new repository. I'm going to name it Starlight-KH1. I'm going to put it in my KH1 folder. Starlight. Select that folder. Create repository. You'll notice it made a folder here. I'm going to copy this CVBL. I'm going to make a new folder, Remastered. Inside Remastered, I am going to make a folder named after Spellbinders, so XWEX5080.weapon. XWEX5080.weapon. This is where we found the CVBL originally. I'm going to go into that folder, and I'm going to paste our custom new CVBL. It is 148 kilobytes. I don't know if or what the limit specifically is, but if you follow the process for Kingdom Hearts 2 and you get a 115 kilobyte or less MDLX file for the Kingdom Hearts 2 process, it should work perfectly fine in Kingdom Hearts 1, as I have tested thus far. Then we still going to need this folder for a second. Or let me go back up here, because we're going to take our texture, open with paint.net, or whatever image editing software you have. And then we need to save a .dds file for this. So to know what you need to name this, go to the same place in your extracted KH1 that you found the CVBL. So in this case, it's xwex5080.weapon. Excuse me. And it's going to be the one immediately after. Actually, this one has multiple textures. So what you can do, since this has multiple textures, what you can do to be safe is just, if you have only one texture, just make it the same. Just save it 4 times. You can do. What I'm going to do, for the sake of testing, I am going to make it CE40 and CE40, or just CE40, so we can test. If not, I'm going to do CE41. This, I don't know exactly what. They are the same size and everything, so we'll do some testing, do some messing around just to make sure, but I don't know if you need to or not. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to save it as CE40, and then we'll see what happens in game. So file save as .dds. Let's go into our GitHub folder, remastered, XE weapon, and then we're going to name it once again -CE40.dds. Now, no, this is not going to be the same for every Keyblade. So that's why you need to go into the specific folder. Like, for example, I'll go into Kingdom Keys just as an example. You'll notice Kingdom Keys CVBL is 9A40, and then this one is 9B40. So you can just go into the folder and figure out which is which. It shouldn't be a big deal. But just to be safe, make sure you have the right name, because that's how it detects it properly. And so this is basically it that we're going to do in this tutorial. I should note, it is technically possible to do text edits for Kingdom Hearts 1. However, I am not going to go over that in this tutorial, because as of right now, you cannot just edit one single text entry in the file. You have to take the whole file that has all of these text entries for like all of the weapons, edit that, and then re-import that whole file. So I'm not going to go over that, because that just really easily makes mods conflict too easily. So for example, I have a mod over, if I have a mod over Kingdom Key and I want to rename that. So, say I put my Vicennial Trace over Kingdom Key. I did that in Kingdom Hearts 1. I didn't do a name edit, but say I did do a name edit. I named Kingdom Key Vicennial Trace. And then I were to do this mod, and I were to rename Spellbinder into Starlight. Whichever one loads second would take precedence. So let's say I have Vicennial Trace load first, Starlight load second. Only Spellbinder would be renamed to Starlight, and Kingdom Key would still be Kingdom Key. It wouldn't be Vicennial Trace. Because all of those weapon names are in the same file, and you're replacing them. You can't just tell the OpenKH mod, hey, go into this file, edit this one entry, like you can in Kingdom Hearts 2, at least as of right now. If this ever changes, I will make an updated tutorial video. But for right now, this is all that we are doing for this mod, just the weapon model itself. And there's no UI image in Kingdom Hearts 1 because it just loads the model in the menu. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my Vicennial Trace one, like I said, and I am just going to copy my mod.yml. I'm going to include this mod.yml in the description so you can very easily make your own edits. But I'm going to edit with Notepad++, or whatever text editing software you have, or like you could be a normal Notepad. I personally like Notepad++. I just think it's a nicer program and makes it easier to keep like space gaps that you need in these types of files. It does take a second to load sometimes, though, because I have way too many files loaded into it. There we go. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to copy this, because the way I have my Decennial Trace mod set up is not the best way to do this. So we're just going to copy this and this. So as you can see with this one, I have it, Decennial Trace replaces Kingdom Key. So these names are not correct. Oh, hang on. Yeah, so these names are not correct. So what we want to do is get the correct names. So for one, the folder is EX5080. So all we need to do is edit this. And then for this, it's CD40 for the CVBL. So CD. And then the texture is CE. I did not say Siri. Why did my phone go off? That's funny. So now that these names are correct, you'll notice it's in the correct folder. It's in remastered, etc. Oh, this has an X. I don't need the X there, so make sure that the file path is exactly the same. So this is the base game location, and this is the location relative to your mod.yml. And again, as I did with KH2, I did these exactly the same, so it's a little bit easier to understand. Next, I'm going to rename this to Starlight. Mod original author, that's me, so I'm just going to leave my username the same. Replaces Spellbinder with Starlight. Starlight-y, whoopsie. Starlight. From Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. And then save. And that's all we need to do for this one. Once again, hopefully they add for OpenKH a way to edit just a single text entry without conflicting with other mods with OpenKH. But as of right now, it does not. If you want to do that anyway, feel free to, once again, join the OpenKH Discord server. Go on the KH1 channel. I believe there is a method for text editing pinned. If not, you can ask. There's plenty of people able and willing to help. So now we will go into our GitHub desktop and notice that these two files and the mod.yml were added. So I'm just going to summary initial commit 3 files to main, and then I'm going to publish repository. Once again, in order to make sure anyone is able to download it, including yourself, you need to have this be not private. So make sure to keep this code private off, and then publish repository. Give it a second to do its thing. It is now done. Now go into your OpenKH mod manager. In Kingdom Hearts 1, add the mod. Then again, you're going to do your GitHub username. So in my case, Dallin1016 /starlight.-kh1. So it is your GitHub username followed by the repository name, which is going to be the folder that we made earlier with GitHub Desktop. Then install. Also, I forgot to do an icon. So I will quickly update that and show y'all how to do that. So I'll just go back to my Kingdom Hearts 2 folder and just copy the icon over. It is going to be they recommend a 128 pixel by 128 pixel .png image. It does have to be PNG for this one. The size can be upped as long as it's a square. Actually, it may not even need to be a square, but they recommend a 128 by 128 pixel icon.png. So I'm just going to paste this into my GitHub folder. And then all this, you can see, it's just the Starlight keychain. You can do what you want with that. But now that if I open up GitHub, you'll notice, oh, this was added. Commit one file to main. And then push origin. I give it a second to let it finish. And then I'll go back into the OpenCage Mod Manager. Make sure, click Settings, check Mods for updates. Now there's an update available. Download updates. Looks like it didn't quite want to refresh that, so let me go into Open Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2. There we go. Now it has the icon. Cool. Make sure you have the checkbox on. Then mod loader, build and run. Kingdom Hearts 1 is a lot quicker for me because I don't have anywhere near as many mods installed as Kingdom Hearts 2. All right, now we just give it a second to load in. Mix. We're going to load game. I have a level 9 inside, level 99, or in slot 99, I have a max level file, or a high level file. Okay, we're gonna go into equipment. Sora, One Winged Angel. You can see my mod I made for HMK. Let me make sure, let me find... Do I not even have a spell? I do. Okay, there it is. Bada bing, bada boom. There is Starlight. Gonna equip it. And there it is. You can also, of course, if you want, we saw in that remastered folder. Let me go back to that, actually. There is the hit stars, or the swing trail. You can change these if you want. And go into, if you do that, to add it into your mod.yml, all you got to do is copy something like this, these 4 lines, Control-C, and then at the end, Control-V, so that it's a new entry. And then just change the .dds name to the one that is in this folder. So 5D60 or 6980, whichever one you want to edit. Again, super easy. That's all you got to do. I'm not going to do that for this, or, well, maybe I will. I might when I update the mod, or you know what? You know what? Shoot, let's just do it. Let's just do the hit star. What I'll do, or let's do both. I have both. So let me go forward into my Kingdom Hearts 1 or Kingdom Hearts 2 1 object a.us. We're going. Let's just do it. Shoot. That's the wrong folder. Remaster. And we're gonna go back again. Now, changing the color of the swing trail might not work quite like it should, because as if you saw, it's like pink. It has a color applied to it after. So this may not work perfectly like I would like it to in with how I edited it here, but that's fine. You can do some toying around. This one I do need to edit, so let me... That's strange. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. So let's just, for the sake of this, let's just copy. Is that 256? Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to paste that, put it on top of where the little moon is. And we'll put it up over here as well. Just so it replaces both of them. Why not? And then we're going to delete the base layer. Then File, Save As, 5D60. But I don't want it to be in this folder. I want it to be in my Kingdom Hearts 1 folder. Remastered weapon. Oh, no, it should be 5D60. That was what it was, right? 5D60. Yeah, minus 5D60. DDS. Also, forgot to mention, when you are saving as DDS, make sure it's this setting. I forgot to mention that because I never have to change it because I did it once, but make sure it's B8G8, R8, A8, linear, A8, R8, G8, B8. Make sure it is that. Nothing else. For all, including your weapon texture, make sure all of your DDS textures you're saving are that setting. Next, boom, boom, boom. The swing trail, I just need to rename to minus 6980. Minus 6980. Boom. And then I will delete this .0.dds because it doesn't need to be there. Next, go back into my ModYML. I'm going to highlight these 4 lines, have my cursor at the end of the line above it. Control C, Control V, and then Control V again. And then make sure the names, so 5D60. Make sure those are the same for these 4 lines. There's these 2 lines within the 4 lines. And then 6980. 6980. Control C, Control V, Control S to save. Back into GitHub desktop, I added 3 items, so add effects. Commit 3 files to main. Let me, whoopsie, do that, and then I'm going to close Kingdom Hearts 1, so we will come back in here in a second. Push origin. Also, I forgot one more thing that I want to do as an edit, just to show, can just continue showing the best ways to do updates and everything. I changed the texture a little bit, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this, and I'm going to save it over, or, I'll just Control A, Control C, back to this file that I was editing earlier, and then save it. So I update my ce4d.dds, commit to main, push origin. Second, all right, and then back to my OpenCage mod manager, mod loader, or sorry, not mod loader, settings, check mods for updates, update available, 2 updates behind, update, mod loader, build and run. OpenCage mods are a little bit of a process to understand, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty simple. They come off more complicated and intimidating than they really are. Hello, why are you like this? There you go. Okay, now we're going to load back into that same save file. And now if I not items, equipment, if I re-equip Spellbinder, there we are. It's got its updated texture. If I swing, it's even more pink now. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, that did end up looking a little bit wrong, but that's okay. I don't know personally how to edit that, but that's what the OpenCage Discord server is for. If you want to look into potentially maybe editing that, go ahead and ask in there. And then the starlights are different colored as well, but they're there. Or not the starlight, the Lux are there. So updated swing trails and everything. And yeah, so said I was going to go test Halloween Town and Atlantica just to see. if you need to do edits for those as well. I'm not going to go over that because it's the exact same process, just with the different names. But so we're not going to go over that in full. But we'll see how that goes. Guillotine Gate. Nope. Okay, it's the same. Cool. Awesome. So now we go back again to the gummy ship. Atlantica. This one I could see being different because the bone counts are different, but maybe it's not. It's totally fine. Nope, it's good. There we go. So yeah, all you need to do is replace the one specific file, weapon file, and use Sora's base game model when you're doing it. As the reference MDLS. But yeah, that is it for this tutorial. Once again, there is more you can do. You can do text edits. I'm sure you can do like stat edits as well. Just not going to go over that in the tutorial just because of, again, conflicts are very easy with that, and I don't personally like that, so I am not doing it so to try and avoid that becoming a norm. But again, if you want to, by all means, ask in the Open Cage Discord. But yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.